Right, from Nazi Germany to the world of reality TV, the stage show Big Brother Blitzkrieg returns to the King's Head Theatre tomorrow night. The show sets Adolf Hitler inside the Big Brother house, confused about his transportation from the Third Reich and surrounded by the usual wannabe celebrities you would find on a TV show like that. Hew Rous-Eyre and Elton wrote and directed the show, while Stephen Chance is back in the lead role. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. No prizes for guessing who's playing Adolf. Max and Hew, if we come to you first, just give us the inspiration behind this film, why you wanted to kind of bring these two worlds together.
I guess it sort of came from, initially, people like Boris Johnson and Nigel Farage using Have I Got News for You as very good springboards to gaining political influence. And then, after we wrote the play and had it performed for the first time, suddenly we've seen Donald Trump actually use a reality TV show to launch his campaign to become president, and that's sort of the core of the idea, and it's sort of come true, I guess. Yeah, to some extent he kind of, you know, sums up those two worlds coming together, because he made his name not only in business but then as a reality star. Yeah, absolutely, and it's I think a pattern that we're seeing more and more, and people tend to behave in a way where they want something new, and that sort of coincides with celebrity worship, and it's sort of come out like this. And we think that Stephen and Adolf Hitler is an analogy for that. Stephen, give us a sense of what Hitler experiences, your Hitler that you play.
Well, he's not quite yet the Hitler we know and love from history. He's early on in his career. He's a frustrated artist. He hasn't yet developed into the full monster whom we know from history. So he's put into a situation where there are people on whom he can start to impose his belief system and start to find out what he really believes and what makes him angry, and how to manipulate people into behaving the way he thinks they should behave.
The accent slipped out there as well.
It's very difficult. I spend most of my day talking like this and shouting a lot, and it comes out, I'm afraid.
But you are living for your art form as well with a moustache like that. It must be difficult.
It is. I only went full Hitler, as I call it today, because we open tomorrow. And before that, I was just a man with a moustache, which still isn't really me, but now I'm a strange person on the tube who people look at and do a double take. They don't usually shout until after dark, and then people will start shouting, "Oi, Hitler!" And I've got no answer to that yet.
Well, hopefully they'll find out more by watching this and seeing the play. Hew, it's been at the theatre before. Is it good to be able to go back to that space, somewhere that you're familiar with and you know how you can make the play work there? Yeah, it's really great. We were just in there this morning, and it's just it's nice to get back there. It's this nice in thrust configuration, and what that gives us is a sense of the audience looking from all angles, like in Big Brother, where there's no privacy at all. Like, the audience is always watching, which is kind of what we always thought helped with that theatre. Max, does the Führer meet his match in the Big Brother house? You'd have to ask Stephen. I think that he doesn't necessarily, but it's sort of it's. What do you think, Stephen?
Well, yes, there are forces who try and oust him, but he overcomes them, and he is the victor at the end.
You've given too much away, perhaps. Thank you so much for coming in and giving us an idea of what to expect, and it's got a good run over at the King's Head, so there's plenty of time for people to see it. Lovely to have you in. Thank you for coming in. There we go. If you fancy seeing that, it is called the Big Brother Blitzkrieg. It's on at the King's Head over in Islington until the 18th of June.